Marjorie Taylor Greene this week suggested a national divorce, essentially separating red states from blue states into their own countries. And of course, this was actually popular, in Civil War times when they wanted to be able to still have slaves, and national divorce was one of the terms that was used at the time. So Greene, in her infinite wisdom, not only wants the national divorce, but she says that a Democratic transplant moving to a red state should have to have a cooling off period before they're allowed to vote in their new place of residence. So let me read this. The Georgia Congresswoman posted on Twitter that, quote, brainwashed people who move from California and New York need a, quote, cooling off period. Her comment was in response to a Twitter user who wrote he supports discriminating against Democratic transplants, including restricting their ability to vote for a period of time. He also wrote that they should have to, quote, pay a tax for their sins. Then Greene added, after Democrat voters and big donors ruin a state like California, you would think it wise to stop them from doing it to another great state like Florida. Yeah, because it's not like we have a lot of transplants from other states here in the state of Florida, you dipshit. Think about that for a moment. Look, nobody has ever accused Marjorie Taylor Greene of being smart, and I don't think anybody ever will. Because a state like Florida is as red as it is, and a state like New York is as blue as it is, by the way, because you do have a lot of transplants. Republicans leave the North, Marjorie, come down, retire here in the state of Florida. And being our neighbor in Georgia, you should know that. And for the record, no, you would not be able to pass any laws that only target the Democrats. Any law that were to be passed that would create a cooling off period before people were allowed to vote could possibly flip a state like Florida blue. You know, without those Republican transplants, Republicans wouldn't be doing so hot down here in the state of Florida. But here's the thing, Greene, for many, many months now, has pushed this idea of secession, of separating the blue states from the red states, which is an absolutely horrendous idea. She even posted a poll on Twitter one time, and when it didn't get the results that she wanted, she claimed that Democrats were sharing it so that they could skew the poll results to show that most Americans do not, in fact, want to split the country into red states and blue states. That wouldn't work, Marjorie. You see, most of the financial centers here in the United States are situated in blue states, while most of the production of food and various other consumer products is done in red states. Now, there's actually a lot of consumer goods produced in the blue states as well. So you would end up with two separate countries, one of them being exceptionally rich and one of them being, unfortunately, exceptionally poor. Now, can y'all guess which is which here? I think we can. So, blue states, if they form their own country, would have to import most of their food products from the red states, which would become their primary source of income and economic activity. And the red states would be subjected to outlandish taxes anytime they wanted to invest their money, again, because the financial capitals are situated in blue states. It wouldn't work out the way she thinks it would, and red states would be the ones who would suffer the most from it. But the voting thing is what is so incredibly stupid to me. Because this would absolutely hurt Republicans more than it would hurt Democrats. Does she not understand that? Well, no, she doesn't. She says whatever stupid thing pops into her head, posts it on Twitter without giving it a second thought, and then just moves on while the entire country ridicules her for being so damn stupid. One of today's video sponsors is Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars. Healthy snacks have a bad reputation, and let's be honest, most don't taste very good. They don't fill you up, and they certainly don't satisfy any of your cravings. Munk Pack makes snacks that taste like our favorite sugary treats, but with 1 gram of sugar or less. Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars contain 1 gram of sugar or less, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and they're only 150 calories. They're great for anyone following a keto lifestyle and the perfect snack for anyone who's trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste. Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars have a perfect balance
of sweet and salty, a crunch from whole nuts and seeds, but still manage to be soft and chewy. They come in delicious flavors like sea salt dark chocolate, caramel sea salt, and peanut butter dark chocolate. They're perfect for a quick snack to satisfy your sweet tooth without any guilt, and you can enjoy Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars as a quick breakfast while running errands or after a workout. In addition to being keto-friendly, the bars are also gluten-free, plant-based, non-GMO with no soy, trans fats, sugar alcohols, or artificial colors. So try it for yourself and you'll see, and we have a special deal for our Ring of Fire viewers. Get 20% off your first purchase of any Munk Pack product by visiting munkpack.com and entering our code ROF at checkout. And Munk Pack is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll exchange the product or refund your money, whichever you prefer. To get started, just go to munkpack.com. That's munkpack.com. Select any product, then enter code ROF at checkout to save 20% off your purchase.